Hi, my name's Robert Tomaszewski and I am the STEM librarian here at the university. And today I'm going to give you some information about the library resources and services for your studies, your projects and your research. The first thing I'd like to point out is that right in front of you is the library website. The library website is a good starting point when you're searching for information. To access the library website, you can go to any search engine like Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, and simply type in CSUF library and the first link will bring you over here. So what I'm going to do is just navigate around the library website and show you some of the resources and services that we offer. For instance, at the top right you'll see a search button. So you click on the search button and a pop-up will appear with a search box, and you can put in a few keywords in the search box and search the library website or the CSUF site. So if I click on CSUF and say I'm searching for free software available for students, I can just type in free software. Then click on the search button. This is the blue button with the magnifying glass. The first link is usually the most relevant, so let's click on that. And here you will see all the free software available for you to download on your laptop's computers. For instance, if I click on Adobe Creative Cloud, this will show you the types of software that this one contains. It contains Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and so on. If I go back, I just want to mention this one here. It's called Grammarly@edu. With this software, it allows you to drag and drop your papers, and it will automatically scan your papers for grammatical and spelling errors and allow you to pick and choose which one you want changed. So this one can be pretty useful. It also changes the information when you're sending an email or even text. Okay, so let's go back. So we're back in the library website, and what I want to mention now is that at the top here you have these tabs which allows you to access more information, and in the center we have some of the icons that allow you to access some of the most popular types of information. If I click on the Help Research Assistance tab, this brings up all different ways where you can get help if you have a question. For example, we have a HeinOnline service. This is a 24-hour, 7 days a week. So if I click to start a chat, a pop-up will appear, and there you can just plug in your name, email, and start typing in your question, and then click Start Chat. And then somebody on the other end will try to answer your question real time. Again, 24 hours, 7 days a week. The types of questions that I get are things like, I have a class in 10 minutes and I need 3 peer-reviewed articles on this topic. Or, I have this document and I've been asked to cite it in APA 7th edition. So you can ask us any question. If I go back, so this is the HeinOnline service. We also have in-person services, which includes a research centre on Library North first floor. So if you're physically here in the library, you can talk to a librarian on the research centre. You can also call us if you have a question. You can make a research appointment. Just click on Make an Appointment and type in your times and days of availability, and we schedule a one-to-one consult. This could be a Zoom or in-person consult. And at the bottom here we have an FAQ, so you can type in a few keywords of the question that you're interested in, for instance peer-reviewed. And here you will see all the different questions where those keywords have appeared. For instance, how do I search for peer-reviewed journal articles? Click on that and it will give you the answer. So some resources have a peer-reviewed button here that you have to check. Some have scholarly peer-reviewed journals that you will need to check. And some will have peer-reviewed journals, this types of search box where you have to check. Okay, so if I go back, so this was help research assistance. Under hours events, you have more information about the library, but can you look at your own time? This is under about, you have information about the library as well. Under faculty staff, this is mainly for faculty staff, but the only thing I want to mention here is this course material request form. If you click on that, as students, you can request items to be part of the library collection. So if I click on Start and select I am a Cal State Fullerton student, put in your name, your email address, and then check that this request for is this a request for a textbook or other material for a course? Check that. And there you can plug in the title, author, or the item that you're interested to be part of a collection. And we'll see if we can get it for you. Okay, let's go back. So this was under faculty staff, course material request form. Under study make, we have study spaces. If you click on that, you can make a study room reservation. And we have study rooms throughout the library. This is for self-study or group study. And there you can plug in your time and date that you want that room. Okay, if I go back. Under borrow, I just want to mention Interlibrary Loan. Interlibrary Loan is a free service offered by the library that allows you to request anything you need that we don't have available at the library. It could be a book, an article, a report, etc. And you all have access to this. So just click on Interlibrary Loan Request. Student and employee login. Let's log in here. And there you can select book or article and type in the required information. The red star means we need something there to be placed in that position. Here it's journal title and article title. But you have the author, put the author in, etc. You can also put a comment in at the bottom here if this is some sort of report or dissertation or some sort of case study, etc. The turnaround time for this is around 1 or 2 days, and we usually send you a PDF directly to your email address. So once again, Interlibrary Loan, free service. And under the Find tab, you'll see more resources, and some of them are listed in the center of the library website as icons. For instance, if I click on the Databases icon, this will bring up all databases and other resources for you to use. There is also an A to Z list, so if you know the name of the resource, you can go directly to it. If you're not sure of the resources relevant to a subject area, under All Subjects, you can select the subject area to retrieve all the relevant resources. So let's go to, say, Engineering, and this will bring up all the major resources associated with engineering. And on the right side, you'll see a picture of the STEM librarian. That's me. And below me is my contact information. So you can send me an email if you have a question, or you can give me a call as well. Okay, if I go back, I also want to just mention research guides. If I click on research guides, these will bring up all different guides for different subject areas and different classes. These guides are essentially online guides that provide information about a subject area or different course. So if I click on, say, engineering, and click on engineering and computer science, here you'll see all the major resources and other information relevant to engineering and computer science. And you have my contact information there as well. at the top here you have the different tabs. And next to each tab, if you click on it, for instance this one, these are library snackables that I've created. And these are different short videos on different resources and services that the library offers. So you can go there just to find more information. Under articles, if I click on that, here you'll find some information about searching for articles, for peer-reviewed information. And as we know, peer-reviewed information deals with information, things like articles and other documents, that have been reviewed by experts in the field and deemed it credible to be published in that specific journal. Now, to search for peer-reviewed information, you usually will need to use an academic database. And at the university, you have access to a whole host of different engineering and multidisciplinary databases. And I've listed them here under major databases, as well as if you go home to the home link, you see them at the top here. Let's go back to articles. Now you can search different search engines like Google. However, just bear in mind that these types of searches will often bring you up information that may not be credible. You may not get much information in terms of peer-reviewed information. If you're searching for Wikipedia, this often can be changed by people. However, the information at the end of the Wikipedia page does indeed have credible peer-reviewed articles that you can use. Now, the way most databases searched is through the use of Boolean operators. So if I click on this slide here, so this slide shows you the three main types of Boolean operators, and, or, not. And you use these operators between keywords to narrow or broaden search. For instance, with the AND operator, if you add it between ChatGPT and education, the database will retrieve all documents that contain both of these keywords. And here you're narrowing a search. Now notice with education, I've placed an asterisk after the C. The asterisk is sometimes referred to as a truncation symbol because it truncates the keyword to find all different variants of that keyword. It will find all characters after C in this case. Education, educated, educational, etc. With the OR operator, you use it to broaden the search. So ChatGPT or Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer will retrieve all documents that contain either one of these keywords. Now notice that I have quotation marks between Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. The quotation marks are sometimes referred to a phrase search. So it instructs the database to find all documents that contain that phrase with those keywords in that order. Then finally you have the NOT operator that's used to narrow a search, and in this case it will retrieve ChatGPT but not education and not ChatGPT and education. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so we're now back to the online guide and we're on the Articles tab. So the Articles tab gives you information about searching for articles. On the right tabs you can see information about topics such as referencing, white papers, patents, and so on. If you click on the right Cite Publish icon, this will give you information about writing, citing, and publishing, including different citation styles and reference manager tools. You also have other types of information like poster templates or PowerPoint templates. So if I click on one of these, the PowerPoint templates for instance, you can download the CSUF PowerPoint templates if you're conducting a presentation. Okay, let's go back. There is also a tab for engineering law resources. So if I click on that, Now at the top here, under major databases, I provided some resources for finding regulations and case laws. For instance, Westlaw. This is a comprehensive legal database that covers federal and state laws, including statutes and regulations and case law. HeinOnline is a rich resource that covers over 190 million pages of legal documents, including government publications and law reviews. Then you have Google Scholar. That's a free tool that provides access to case laws and regulatory materials. If I scroll down a wee bit, I provided some websites for resources for Supreme Court cases and federal regulations, as well as some features about each website. Then there's some links to non-governmental organizations in environmental law and issues. At the bottom right, there's some links to California legal research resources that you can browse as well. And there's other free resources. And then back at the top, I've provided some common resources and why they are important, including the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA. So if I start showing you how to use these three databases to find some case laws and regulations, let me just click on the first one. So here we are at the front page of Westlaw. At the top, under Browse, you have these tabs: All Content, Federal Materials, State Materials, Practice Areas and Tools. And within each tab, you can select the types of information that you want to search. At the bottom here, you'll have more information about this resource. For instance, the Campus Help Guide. If you click on that, that will provide you some information on how to use this resource. If I go back, so if I go from All Content to Federal Materials, you can select the area of interest. Likewise with State Materials, you can select the state. Say I select California, and as soon as you select that topic area, it will appear in the field option. And then next to the field option is the search box, where you can search for keywords from that field area. If I go back, so this was State Materials, then you have Practice Areas and Tools. If I now go back to the All Content tab, okay, so let's create a scenario for my search. Say I am the head environmental engineer and I'm tasked with designing a water recycling system for an industrial facility in, say, San Jose, California. To ensure compliance with legal requirements, I will need to look over some case laws, because I want to review how courts have interpreted the California Environmental Quality Act, the CEQA, to anticipate any legal challenges. So that's the first thing I will need to do. The second thing would be to look into the federal and state regulations to ensure adherence to standards like the Clean Water Act, the CWA. So from my scenario, I will need to select cases, and then select, say, California. So now I'm going to be searching California state and federal cases. And in the search box, I can put in a few keywords that are relevant to the scenario. And here I've placed in California Environmental Quality Act and water recycling and San Jose. And you notice I've used the Boolean operators here too. Okay, so I've placed in my Boolean string, and the next thing I will need to do is just click on the search button. So here we'll see that the search has retrieved 75 cases. And on the left side, you can refine your search by different parameters. reported status is 75 results. Then you can refine it by civil, environmental, and so on. In the center, you have your cases. On the right side, you see the related documents to your search strategy. Now, a lot of these cases have a flag next to them. This one's a yellow flag. If I scroll down a little bit more, oh, there you go, there's a red flag. The red flag means that the case has been overruled or no longer valid. The yellow flag means that there's some caution needed. Blue flag, there's procedural history. Green flag, it's cited positively. So if I go back to the top, this one seems to be the most relevant, but there are others as well, but you may need to browse. To get access to the case, click on the title. Now at the top of each case you have these tabs. The first tab, the Document tab, which is what you see right now, that refers to the full legal case opinion, including the background and legal reasoning. Then you have the Filings tab. These are related court documents such as briefs, motions and pleadings. The Negative Treatment tab indicates if a case has been overruled, reversed or criticized. If I click on the History tab, you will see the tracking of the procedural journey of a case. That is the appeals, remands, prior rulings. And it's often in the form of a flow sheet. There's only one box here, as you can see. If I click on the Citing References, these lists other cases and legal sources that have cited this specific case. Then you have the Table of Authorities, and this is a list of the legal sources, that is the cases, statutes, regulations that were cited within the case itself. And you should be able to see where it's been cited by just clicking on one of these links here. Okay, so if I go back to the front page of Westlaw, and now if I want to look at the federal and state regulations of my scenario regarding the water recycling system for an industrial facility in San Jose, California, I can just click on Regulations here, and Regulations appear in the field option. Then just select California, then putting the Boolean string, the search strategy, as to what I want to search for. And you can also notice, as I clicked on the California regulations, you can search by different headings here as well. Here I'm going to search for Clean Water Act and water recycling. Click on the search button, and this will bring me up where those keywords have been found from the regulations in California. And indeed there are 50, and you can refine them by different headings here on the left side. And again, there's related documents on the right side. In the center are the results from the search strategy. So let me just click on the first one. And this is some information from the California Central Valley region. And it's headed Water Quality Objectives. And I'm just looking at where the keywords have been highlighted. And indeed, this sentence here might be relevant. The Federal Clean Water Act requires a state to submit for approval of the Administrator of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, etc. So you can browse through all that, and indeed it has more information. If I click on the table of contents on the top right here, this is the section that I'm reading, and there's other sections as well. Okay. So that's pretty much Westlaw. Now if I go back to the online guide, so I've showed you how to use Westlaw. There are other resources that you can search for engineering law information. We have HeinOnline as well as Google Scholar. If I click on HeinOnline, this resource allows you to plug in your search strategy in the search box at the top. And it searches a number of different databases. If you click on all databases, you can select the databases that are of interest to you. You have case law, for instance, or US federal content, and so forth. You can also conduct an advanced search from this resource. If I click on the advanced search link, this brings up two search options: search HeinOnline and search the catalog. The search HeinOnline is best for in-depth legal research on specific topics, while the search the catalog is best for finding a specific title or exploring additional resources beyond our subscription. Okay, so if I go back, finally we have Google Scholar. So if I click on Google Scholar, so here you'll see the front page of Google Scholar. You'll have a search box where you can type in your keywords and select articles or case law. If I select case law, you'll see more options. You can search federal courts or California courts or other courts. So if I select courts, here you can select your state courts and federal courts to conduct your search. If I go back, and let me just plug in the search strategy for the scenario question. This is the California Environmental Quality Act and water recycling and San Jose. Click on the search button. So here I've retrieved 12 results. You can narrow your result set by case law, federal courts, California courts. You can also refine it by the time range. Now each one of these cases, you'll have a link to the case, and below each case you have a cited by and a how cited link. The cited by link shows you how many times the case has been referenced by other cases and works, and it helps you track the influence and find related research. So let me click on this one, and it's been cited over 100 times. If I go back, you also have how cited link. The how cited link categorizes how the courts have used a case, whether they follow, distinguish or challenge it, helping you understand legal precedent. So let me just click on that, and here you'll see how it's been cited, the quotation marks from the original case, and this is where it's been cited. Okay, so let's go back. Finally, just remember that there's other websites that you can search as well. And finally, if I go back to the Home tab, if you have any more questions, here's my email address. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you for listening.